Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode for Starland. I've been busy since my last update, and today I just want to walk you through what is going to be a sort of a jungle cruise type of ride. In fact, it's turning into a mini land, and the beginnings, the ambivalent beginnings of Starland's water park called Aqualuna. Oh, and actually, the humongous, well, at least for my standards, wooden roller coaster that you can already see looming in the back. But maybe I should start with the fact that the park now pretty much has a layout that I've been able to settle on. You can see it right there in the path. Also, for those of you hawk-eyed people, you may have noticed that I've changed the main path from brick to gravel because that would be a lot cheaper and economic, and it simply makes a lot more sense. So I will stick with gravel for most of the park and then only use brick for smaller areas. Right, so where do I start? I suppose I should just go right here. Now, one thing I really like is this sort of, I think forest is a bit of a big word, but I can't really call it a big garden either, can I? This patch of wilderness, let's call it that, which, I don't know, maybe there's a lore that says, well, this has always been around, and the park simply had to keep it or build around it. Or maybe it was just artificially added, which would be a bit odd because for an amusement park, every bit of real estate, it costs a fortune. But you know what? Who cares? I just like how it looks. Because this right here is where the train starts its sort of, wilderness, frontier feeling off into the wild journey, where it rides along the canal, and then I may as well just activate it. There is the that airplane thingy. It has a name, doesn't it? I forgot what it's called. And so at one point, if we speed up just a little bit, we'll see that there's a really nice, there we go, symbiosis happening. A lot of kinetics, a lot of movement. Look at that. Imagine you're standing there. Oh yeah. Really cool. So I like how that worked out. And I think I still have to fine-tune the canal. It's not exactly how I want it to be. But yeah, I feel that this is turning into a really cool land. Funny enough, now that it's nearing a state of where I could say, oh, I wouldn't say it's done, but it's getting there. I think to myself, well, shouldn't this be a river rapids ride? Let me know in the comments if you think this should be a river rapids ride. I mean, I already have the layout, so it wouldn't be that much work. It would be cool, wouldn't it? Or is this just a really wonderful ride that is just there to, sort of take you along a couple of beautiful tropical gardens with jungle plants and what have you not. Let me know what you think. The absolute highlight, of course, is this beautiful terrace. It's called the Smuggler's Outpost, or at least that's that building. And naturally, Twinkle has a role here as well. He is on a chair swing, which must annoy the shit out of you if you're working in Smuggler's Outpost. But very cute, isn't it? I love my mascotte. Yeah, so this is where you sit, and you get to see the queue that starts somewhere at the back, go all the way around it. but naturally, more importantly, is you also get a good view of the roller coaster, of the train that comes by, and naturally of the boat, or at least part of it. So I feel like this is, and then there's the greenery across the water. So personally, I think this is right now my favorite spot in the whole park. There's this humongous kapok tree. I'm so happy they included it, with lots of things going on there, things hanging down from it, ropes and lanterns and vases and a chair swinging owl. So yeah, it kind of has this sort of, fantasy smuggler outpost feeling here, as if they had to quickly abandon everything. Yeah, I like where this went. I'm, if I may say so myself, I'm rather chuffed. And other than that, this land still needs, it needs benches, it needs lanterns, it needs all that stuff. This then would be the very discreet entrance to the that airplane thingy. Where is it? All the way in the back. I'm thinking of using as little fencing as possible because, the feeling that we're going for here is that you're a bit in the jungle. But it's kind of jungle with a wink, isn't it? I mean, it's clearly still a very safe place to be. And so it's also going to be nice and shady. So it'll be a nice place to relax. This is then where you exit, and you cannot get to the rest. The rest is just, to be looked at from afar. Maybe I'll add a bit more greenery. I'm trying to strike a balance there between realistic looking, this is a earthy patch with plants, and turning it into a 24/7 managed planter. So I might add a little more foliage, but probably not too much. Okay, let's go. I already showed you this one last time. I am not even sure if I'm going to keep it this way. We'll see. So what else is new? Well, not that much, but enough to show this episode. And we are slowly, a bit too slow, making our way to the Aqualuna, and that is the water park. I would love it if we could have a separate entrance, but that just isn't in the cards, is it? Although maybe, we'll see. Either way, it's going to have its own station where once you get out, which is just, it really is just the same station that you see in the front, Bro Plaza. Actually, it's still called Bro Plaza, but I'm going to have to rename it to Aqualuna. And it has a green roof, and maybe I'll add some more details just to make it stand out a little more, but I don't really feel like building 3 separate station buildings, so yeah, deal with it. Then you would walk out here. There's lots going on. This is where you get dressed. You go to the left, or you buy your floatables, and from that point onwards, you're in the park. And the park is, well, it's not that big, but I looked at some other parks, and I figured that a quarter of the total acreage, so to speak, or maybe a fifth, maybe this is more like 20%, would be realistic. Yeah, let's say it's 20% of the park. 20% is Aqualuna. It kind of has everything. It's not that big, and maybe the layout is a bit wonky. I'm still not entirely sure. But since the lazy river is encircling basically the entire thing, with a tiny little corridor, if you want, to get from one part of the lazy river to the other, I figured that I would go with a rather straight swimming pool where that will be deep enough for diving, and it even goes off a little here. You can tell that this part is even deeper. Yeah, I think this is turning out real nice, to be honest. And it'll be nice to see some life here. There's a kiddie pool that, of course, needs a lot of stuff for, entertaining the children. Then there is what is going to be a food plaza here. There's the lazy river again. Every now and then there's a little sort of a cutout that makes it easier to enter and exit. I then have this, if I may say so myself, rather nicely shaped wave pool. It's a bit of it's a classic, isn't it? I mean, you see this in 9 out of 10 parks, but that doesn't make it any easier in PlanetCoaster now, does it? In fact, it's the things we see the most everywhere else that are the hardest for us to recreate. And so I installed 2 or 3 of these, 3 of those wave machines, and I think it is going very well. Yeah, and then you get out there, and magically the water never gets, it never splashes over the border of the pool, but that's PlanetCoaster for you. I saw someone doing this in such a way. Yeah, I think he kind of submerged his pool underneath terrain. And that's something really cool. But then again, how do you keep the pool clean if people wade in with sand on their feet? We'll see about that. I think I'll keep it clean like this, hygienic, Then this is going to be, I don't know, the black snake or whatever. I don't think this would ever be approved in real life. It seems, like a lawsuit waiting to happen, with lots of deaths and what have you not. But it does look cool, doesn't it? And I like this bit. So if you survive, then there's this really cool part where, well, you probably go too fast, but you'll be very much visible for those in the wave pool. I think that's just such a cool thing. Yeah, I really like it. Shall we ride it? Okay, hold on. Oh. Here we go. No, that's me last. Am I done now? Okay. I think this is it. Yeah. Oh my god, this is so fast. This is... Woo! This is cool. It's a bit wonky here, isn't it? Yeah. So you can't be too big boned, I think, for when it gets to this bit. I should probably lower that just a bit, shouldn't I? Just a tiny bit. Yeah, I think this is going to be far more smoother. Let us watch again. There we go. That's where you break your rib. That's where the view that you don't see, but okay. Oh, that's better. It's still not exactly. I mean, I guess there's something bizarre about letting people slide, sort of, what do you call that, uphill on a slide, but I had to have it. Anyway, whether this would exist or not, I like it. And that's all that matters. Then we've got... what else do we have? Oh yeah, we've got this hot pool. I would like for us to get a bubble bath at some point. That'd be so cool. I mean, yes, you can emulate it with special effects and, have bubbles and have them rise up every now and then. Sure. But just an actual whirlpool would be really cool. Then there's this pool, which quite frankly, once you're on peep level, it is rather large, isn't it? Well, good for them. And then there is another hot pool, because, that's just the kind of place this is, where you get a magnificent view of the white roller coaster, the Woody, nameless one. The train, and just thinking about everything that went wrong in your life. But at least it's pretty. Right, what else do we have? Oh, of course, the slides. Yeah, I just had to have this humongous thing because I just like how it looks. I think the blue and the red one are, well, they're very similar. One is just shorter than the other. One is open, the other is covered, which, you know, it sort of adds to the excitement. Yeah, what can I say about it? It works. There's a kiddie slide, you know, that's for those who aren't, you know, this is something mineral would slide probably. And then, yeah, and then there's this one, this green one. I really like how it turned out. I think it's realistic enough. Maybe a bit of an overkill. And then there's, I mean, speaking of overkill, then there's the yellow one. Notice how I use primary colors, right? So people can say, oh, I'm on the blue one. Oh, I went on the green one. Yeah, that is, what is it, a 5 or 6 people raft kind of thing. Nothing special, but just cool enough, I suppose. I mean, tips are more than welcome. I'm not really good at slides, because quite frankly, I don't really care for water parks. But okay, here we are. Now, on to more important stuff. This is probably the first roller coaster that I, in my opinion, and well, not only my opinion, also people on the Bro Nation, the first coaster that I pretty much nailed in one go. And yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It's a bit of a long way up, isn't it? But yeah, there's some nice airtime action here, some nice drops. Then there's a little loop back, turn around, whatever you call that. Switchback, is that what it is? I have no idea. And then you go, you know, sort of following the same trajectory, but oh no, all of a sudden you go to the right. There's a little, you know, miniature helix, tiny little bump left, and then you get back into the station. I'm thinking of doing this extremely vintage themed with, you know, little red and white canopies and light bulbs, and yeah, I think it's really going to be fun. This is a generic amusement park, which I really suck at, to be honest. I'm completely like a fish out of water here, trying to make a park with just tiny little pockets that are themed, and the rest is just sort of, you know, slapped on. Yeah, quite a challenge. I would be lying if I'd say that I haven't been contemplating starting a new project at least 5 times a week. But I'm trying to stick with it. The only park I ever finished in PlanetCoaster, or even Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, 2, and 3, was Lake Walt. And that was a small park, and it was a really nice park. This is a bigger park. I wish we could zoom out more, but it takes up a good chunk of the map. Yeah, you know, if I do a next project, which of course I will at some point, and then hopefully this one will be as good as finished, then I would really like to create a map again with man-made and natural boundaries. And then just say, I'm going to allocate a plot of land. It's going to be just gravel, soil, sand, and dirt. And from there, I start and create a park. Because the one thing that still bothers me, and I wish you could see me right now, gesticulating with my hands, is grass should be a rare commodity. It's expensive to plant, to maintain, to water. Grass isn't, you know, this isn't, we're not exactly, it's expensive, okay? That's all you need to know. And Frontier treats its maps as if it's just, which I understand why they do, but yeah, they treat grass as something that's available in abundance, and it just isn't, is it? So yeah, I guess what I'm asking for is a map that, you know, starts somewhere, like I tried before, in the middle of pastures and with a good road next to it, and then you know, and then that becomes a park. You buy 1 or 2 pastures, and then you got to make a park out of that. That would be really nice. But then again, that can also hamper your creativity a bit. There's really no there's really no middle ground. I just find that boundaries and limitations bring out the best. Anyway, I'm here now. I will be trying to complete this park as good as I can for as long as I want. There have been many moments where I thought, oh God, I really don't feel like it, and who's going to care if I start a new project or not? But, you know, as you get older, you just kind of want to finish something. See you next time. Thank you for watching.